What's up, guys? This is Boondocks, and I'm going to be talking about a game called Blood Sports TV. So, what is Blood Sports TV? It's a weird MOBA-styled co-op RPG battle arena horde mode game. I know that's kind of a mouthful. Basically, it's a cooperative MOBA horde mode. That's pretty much the easiest way of describing it. You pick from one of these 8 characters here, and get into a group of 5 other players and fight against wave after wave of enemies until you kill the bosses, gain experience, and move on. So, real quick, we're just going to talk about the options in the game. It's pretty straightforward and extremely basic. Sadly, right now, the only English is available as the language. The only language is English. You have your restrained mouse to window. You do want that on if you're going to be playing a MOBA, because sometimes you have to throw your mouse over really quick, and if you go off the screen, then you can run into some issues. So display combat text and blah blah blah. Just little interesting things. Smart cast. If you don't know what smart casting is, there's 2 ways of casting spells in MOBAs. It's one, you activate the ability and then click with the left click, and you'll cast it wherever you click. That's non-smart cast. Smart cast is when you click the button, you'll automatically cast wherever your pointer is. I don't have this selected because I don't know how all the characters work yet, like I do in, say, League of Legends, and I don't know all the ranges, and if you use smart cast, you can sometimes get in trouble. As far as video goes, very, very basic. Borderless full screen just means, like, if you click off, like, for some reason, if I clicked off before and then clicked back, I'd have like my taskbar at the bottom. But I found if you put it on borderless full screen, I don't get it. But whatever. Low, medium, high as far as shadow qualities and decoration density. It's kind of straightforward. You have all your different resolutions. It doesn't go up to 4K, but whatever. It's not a really crazy high graphics game anyway. Sound options. You have all the sliders you could honestly look for. I just turned down the master sound for recording. And then hotkeys, yeah, you can rebind everything that you could possibly want. Again, pretty straightforward. Let's test one thing really quick. Where's my attack move? Attack move. I want to see, can I... No, I can't automatically map it to my mouse buttons. I'd probably have to macro my mouse buttons to match up whatever I set this as, and that's kind of annoying, unfortunately. So yeah, overall their options, they're decent for what they are, but you could probably look for having a little bit more, such as being able to change the size of your GUI. I've noticed that this is going to be a weird demonstration. You'll see it a little bit more when I get into a game. But I've noticed that most of the maps flow from the bottom left to the top right. So if you're trying to click and move to like go towards where the enemies are spawning in the top right, you'd obviously be clicking over in this general direction. However, the map for the game is up here. And then if you click on the map, you're going to move to whatever area you clicked on the map, which can sometimes be back over here, even though you're trying to go in this direction. The map should be in the bottom right hand corner, where it's less likely for you to click on, and you should also be able to change the size of everything, like your ability bars, your map, the weird announcer things that pop up, information displayed about your enemies or whatever you've clicked on. All those things should be available to change the size of, but they're not. Not a big deal. Maybe in a future patch they'll add it. One of the interesting things about this game is the Path to Glory system. So in, say, like League of Legends, you have your mastery trees, and as you level up, you can spend extra points in the mastery trees to gain better effects in different ways. This resembles a mastery tree, but it's very different. This actually works off of completing certain objectives. You move up in the tiers. You have to unlock one tier before you have to complete one tier before you unlock the next tier, and you can start completing that until you move all the way up. And each time you complete a tier, you gain a benefit. The max benefit is all characters start with 1,000 extra gold at the beginning of the game. Again, this is a co-op game, so all these buffs that you get are beneficial for the team in one way or another. Just from you being stronger, it's better for the team. It's not going to affect your enemies who haven't played as much because they're computer. Obviously, you can't do this in normal PvP style MOBA. So what type of objectives do you need to complete? Well, they're different between all four of the main classes. You have your healer class with Path of Vitality, the Controlling Mage, which is Path of Control, your Tank, or Path of Might, and Path of Blood, which is your melee DPS assassin types. I haven't played any of these yet, which is why that hasn't leveled up at all. So, as you complete these objectives, they change each level. So, for instance, in order to complete the first level in Path of Might, I had to take 25,000 damage as a bruiser, followed by taunt 300 enemies. Because this is co-op, you can taunt. Finally, you have the lesser biggie. Complete the 10th wave in a pro league as a bruiser, and then you get to move on to the next tier. This is where things start to get a little bit tricky, especially depending on the class you are. For instance, receive a total of 5,000 attacks as a bruiser. Easy enough, right? Kill 500 enemies with AoE damage as a bruiser. Nice and easy. But then we start getting into weird ones. Kill 500 enemies while below 30% health as a bruiser. Well, in order to do that properly, you'd have to tell any healer on your team to not heal you. Additionally, you're going to want to stack a lot of HP, so that way your 30% health is still massive, but then have no HP regen, so that way you can stay at or below 30% for a longer time and get more kills. It's a weird system, in my opinion. Especially when you look at trying to move on to my next phase for healing. I got this one pretty quick. I could just spam heals and got it. The next level, though, is revive 25 fallen allies as a medicus. So the medics, anybody can revive any friendly unit that goes down. You don't have to wait for them to respawn back at the start. You can just revive them on the spot, but they revive with full mana but almost no health. So hopefully there is a medic to heal them up again really quick. The problem is, if they're dying, it's because shit's gone crazy and it's usually kind of hard to revive them. Additionally, hopefully you don't have to ever revive anybody. It's kind of counterintuitive. So then in order to just move on to the next phase, I still have to res, 19 more people, and that's just going to be annoying. Though to be fair, I did revive 6 people in like one game that I played as Medicus, so it kind of works out. So it's not Control, they're really called Medicus, Regulator, Bruiser, and Slayer. So, you have one last thing. The extra skins in this game, they're actually unlocked through here. As you can see, it says Gladiator skin unlocked for Luna Stormare. Okay, that's a weird name. And Gladiator skin unlocked for Lisbeth. Because as we can see, I'm just going to open up a game for myself real quick, so that way I can show the different characters. As you can see, they're different skins, which aren't all that like big of a change. They're locked until you complete the tree. I haven't played either of the Slayers. I have played, obviously, the Bruiser, the Regulator, and Medicus. So far what I've seen is people prefer certain ones, such as Lisbeth as far as healing, because she can spam heals. Buzzer, because you can actually do a decent amount of damage with this guy. And then, as far as Bruisers go, people tend to like this guy because he scales his damage off of health. So it's kind of interesting. And Slayer, most people I've seen like this guy for just spamming massive amounts of fast attacks and lifesteal. So let's look for games. It's still kind of early, so there's not that many people going. Let's this is a Pro League one, but let's just jump into it anyway. See what they need. They have 3 out of 5 players. The enemies do scale based off of how many players are in the game as well. Okay, so they have 2 melee DPS, a tank. I'm going to go healer, like so. But yeah, the enemies do scale off of who's playing. And of course, just like any MOBA, there's a bunch of different items you can purchase. So right away, I think I'm going to buy this guy. Actually, shit, there's no go back like in League. I didn't want to buy that. I wanted to buy this so that way I had some good amount of regen. Unfortunately, I messed up. Not a big deal. Let's move out. So the creep, like these little jungle monsters off to the side, when you kill them, you gain party gold. So everyone in the party gains equal amounts of gold, and it's just beneficial for everybody to quickly kill the enemies. Makes a lot of sense in the grand scheme of things. So we got another tank that just came in. Or no. These are melee guys, melee assassin guys. We have the one tank. We had a regulator come in, who's like the support stunny guy. You can actually build them to do a decent amount of damage as well, though, so it's not that big of a deal. I mean, it plays just like any other MOBA you might have seen. The difference is the enemies are all, again, well, I don't want to say that. The enemies can be manipulated the same way you can manipulate any type of AI in a game. Because, well, it's AI in a game. It's not exactly the intelligence and reactivity of a human counterpart. So, because of that, you can kind of trick the system, I guess would be a good way of saying it. Yeah, I definitely wish I had bought one of the mana regen items, because if I keep having to spam heals like this, I'm going to be running into issues real quick. And wow, he walked right into that AoE. What I've noticed is because a lot of people don't treat this the same way as like a regular MOBA, they tend to do stupid stuff like stand in AoE and take the hits because they don't really expect enemies to go hard on them. One of the interesting things too about this game is later on, once you start doing more and more waves, the enemies, big bosses start coming out, and the bosses actually act similar to, say, a World of Warcraft raid boss, or I guess any MMO raid boss, where they have set patterns and abilities that they use to... Come on, get the heal. Oh man, I'm out of mana. Yeah, I really needed to buy that mana item earlier. But they have a set pattern and ability that they use, and once you learn how to avoid said abilities, you can then successfully live through the boss. But meanwhile, they're trying to push down your towers and clear the area, and that's just bad for business. Oh my god. No, people, no. Oh my god, get the heal. Sorry, I'm just trying to focus here and not let my teammates die because they keep standing in AoE and shit. And I have no manas. Oh no. Oh no, where are you going? Alright, come on. Oh.
A gladiator is getting revived.
Alright, so right there you see that they got revived and now they have almost no health. Alright, normally, like, after you can clear these waves, you want to go kill these guys real quick, but considering how weak everybody is, I don't foresee that as being a smart idea. Which apparently everyone else thought as well, because we all bailed. Oh, shit, that's not the one I want. I want this one, I think. No, it's this one. Yeah, it's this one. Okay, I did buy the correct one. Good, I'm not a total dum-dum. That is definitely good. Alright, so right there they killed some beasts. That's why you saw a bunch of money drop into my pocket. And good to go. So here we have the next wave coming in. After the wave spawns... Okay, so here's the first of the raid bosses. He's actually pretty tricky, to be honest. And look at that. Oh my god, stun him. Stun him. Awesome. So right there are basically when a boss comes out, you want to save your stun and hit them whenever they start casting those big bullshit abilities. But it looked like our regulator had used it beforehand. So, okay, like right there, stun. Okay, good. Got it that time. That's definitely a good thing to see. So, this is like the first raid boss that you'll come across. He's real damn simple if you couldn't tell. And yeah. I mean, he's just got like the big AoE and then does continuous damage to you the same way. Oh my god. Yep, he went down. Oh my god, get the taunts off, please. Please get taunts off. Okay, they're out of mana, that's why. Oh my god, don't run.
Move aside, I'm a doctor.
He got in a revive before I did. That sucks. Another issue, like, oh my god, he jumped just as I tried to heal him. Alright, so this time we are going to go and try to fight these guys. Definitely a good call, because we need the gold.
This will only hurt some.
After you've played a couple rounds, you unlock endless mode, which is pretty badass. Like, the enemies just keep spawning over and over again, thus, you know, what's called endless, I guess. That should be pretty intuitive, I think. Yeah. So I'm going to buy boots this time to try to get back into combat just a little bit quicker. I am pretty good as far as my mana concerns are. So, yeah, endless mode's fun though, because after you buy all 6 items that you want, you can start buying these things called implants, which give you permanent stat boosts each time you purchase one. Why the hell is he over there by himself? Oh my god. Try to increase his attack speed a bit. I'm not sure if this thing gives us buffs or not. Like, I just haven't really noticed any, if they do. Yeah, I don't see anything. Not all maps even have those jungle creep, so it's a little odd. Some maps even have a shit ton of them, like, all over the place. This has a decent number. This is actually the map most people play, because it's straightforward. Enemies only spawn from one general direction. I mean, it's obviously split in half, but now you watch, they're going to stand right in that. Yeah, they stood in it, but they didn't take any damage. They must have bought some good, like, tanky-ish items. Alright, where... You gonna go in? There you go. Oh shit, this guy... He'll jump on you real quick. So the big tanks, because, again, it is a PvE type game. When I say type, I mean it's 100% a PvE game. The tanks actually do have a taunt instead of just a general run at your face and aggro the enemy and try to absorb the damage like in a typical MOBA. So you can treat it like a raid game, you know, an MMO, in the fact that you can tank and spank to some extent. But you also need to build properly in order to do so. And that's where most people come up a little bit short, I guess. So, yeah. I'm gonna buy this one next, I think.
I'm ready.
I'm not totally sure on what type of builds to go with yet. I just got the game the other day, which is why I'm so low as far as tiering up my characters go. Okay, let's do a little bit of extra damage here. Okay, he's going back to buy. That kind of sucks. Fortunately, this guy's special lets him sort of clear out an area fairly well. Except he's taking a shit ton of damage. There. Toss out a quick heal. Toss out a quick heal. Pop that guy. Boost up his attack speed. And heal. I mean, I can definitely see why some people would get less interested in this, because it's not that what can happen type effect in a typical MOBA where it's that PvP element and holy shit, did that really just happen? What a noob. Ha 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 ha. Instead, it's learn the patterns, what enemies do, how to avoid taking damage, just like a MMO. And that was always my favorite part in MMOs. So I actually find a lot of enjoyment in this. And I'm probably going to keep playing it. So I think I'm going to leave it here for now, guys. So until next time, good luck, have fun, peace.